MrBeast is now one of the richest YouTubers on YouTube. He is also an entrepreneur and philanthropist. MrBeast's net worth is $56 million as of 2022. He ran commercials on his social media pages and collaborated with many brands, contributing to his net worth growth. Recently, he moved to his new studio, with his worth $14 million. The first thing that the video covered was the set's layout. Reportedly, the entire building is built over 50,000 square feet of land, with hundreds of sprinklers attached to the ceiling. Today's video is about the things MrBeast has in the studio. So, let's get started. So at first, we can see there are hundreds of sprinkles on the ceiling, which costs $375,000. Yes, $375,000. And yes, it's a soundproof ceiling. So it's like if you burst a car inside, no sound will go outside. There is a room with many monitors. And yes, that's the control room where MrBeast can see the people who are there in the room. The control room is worth $250,000. There is a camera room, where there are hundreds of cameras. In some videos, he needs 100 cameras, and some videos need 10 cameras. So basically, he made a room only for keeping the cameras. There are 26 FS5 cameras that are used for time-lapse videos. The price of only these 26 cameras is $130,000. If we add the price of all the cameras in the camera room, it will cost $1,170,000. There is a room where MrBeast only has his play buttons. We know that MrBeast has videos in different languages. If we count the play buttons only for the English channels, there will be 6 golden play buttons and 7 silver play buttons. There is a room where MrBeast draws everything on the wall. It's kind of like a whiteboard we have in our schools. MrBeast just makes the room with this whiteboard. There's also a living room for MrBeast in which he has a bed, fridge, oven, etc. There's a room where MrBeast does reaction videos. Basically a reaction room that costs $15,000. In the server room, the way these guys have set it up is that all the projects that they're ever working on are stored right here on site in the server, which means that every single computer in this entire complex is accessing the same set of files at the same time. But the cherry on top is that it's configured so that even if you are sitting on the other side of the world, you can actually remotely log in and access the editing machines. In fact, the storage is infinity, and the total server room cost $400,000. There is a room where MrBeast only edits videos. The editors who prefer Windows, they're each choosing $19,000 HP workstations with 24-core server-grade processors and 256 gigabytes of RAM. And for those who prefer Mac, it is pretty equivalent specs. $21,000 Mac Pro. Well, we have been to so many rooms, but this is only a part of this apartment. There is a pretty kitchen. Well, MrBeast doesn't have only one studio, he has 2 studios. In Studio A, the studio where MrBeast started recording his video, there is a room where there is a bunch of lights. MrBeast uses lights called sky panels. Each and every light cost $7,000. Now, because Studio C is becoming the main office that everyone works out of, Studio A is the one where you find the most exotic items. There is the cabin, which is a part of Studio A, where the entirety of the MrBeast gaming channel is filmed in it. Kind of a nerd paradise. The shelves upon shelves of wonderful and questionable tech items. There's a real ice cream machine, and there are Nerf guns everywhere. And if you're wondering what the PC is that MrBeast uses for gaming with an i9-11, 900K 32 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 3090 graphics card hooked up to a 4K 120Hz monitor, this whole setup would be around $15,000. But that's not the crazy part. There isn't just one of them. The entire room has actually been almost 100% cloned. 4 times one for each of the characters in Jimmy's videos. Chandler, Carl, and Chris all have slightly different chairs and keyboards based on their preferences, but the core machines behind them are 1-to-1. The storage center is just rammed with all the stuff that's been used in past videos that might need to be used in future videos. Literally, anything you can think of. Tiki torches, rubber chickens, and an even bigger nano-leaf-like collection. Then we have even a box, sort of shockingly realistic babies. The storage center is just rammed with all the stuff that's been used in past videos that might need to be used in future videos. Literally, anything you can think of. Tiki torches, rubber chickens, and an even bigger nano-leaf-like collection. Then we have even a box, sort of shockingly realistic babies. Well, you might be thinking about how much the buildings may cost. The building costs $11.3 million. And if you add all the things together, it will cost nearly $14 million. So that's it. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. If new to this channel, subscribe to it and never miss another update.